I'm back. Hello, it's once again me, your favorite deputy of Movie Deputy Podcasts, bringing you another shark movie. Now, no, we are not going to do a Discovery Does and spend a whole week on shark movies. I seriously considered it, but I didn't want to do it last week because everything was going on with Shark Week, and I knew the attention would not be here. It would be there, which is great. I mean, Shark Week is awesome. Don't get me wrong. And I thought, okay, should I do this week as Shark Week, especially since the new Meg movie's coming out? But I'm like, okay, I'll give them a couple shark movies, but then I'll kind of just put a little here, a little there, and just kind of build up to it. Because, like I said, if you haven't caught it yet, be sure to listen to the Meg episode. That is totally the new generation's Jaws. The Meg 2 is coming out this weekend. But today we're actually going to be talking about The Shallows. Now, as far as shark movies goes, I gave as you've probably heard, I gave the Meg a 5.75 out of 10. Well, I only gave The Shallows a 5.25. Now you're probably thinking, okay, half point isn't that much difference, but there's such a big difference in the story. This one, it goes a completely different way with it, and the story was nowhere near as developed. It was told well, what they were telling, but for a lot of people, they would kind of consider this movie more in the forgettable category. I'm not quite that harsh, but I got a lot of feedback on the review that I wrote that people thought that maybe I gave it too much credit, and other people thought I didn't give it enough. So it's a mixed bag, but again, we're all entitled to our own opinions. But like I said, I did give it a 5.25 out of 10. I did give this one a guilty rating just because some of the content in it, just some of the things that are addressed are just a little heavy and a little bit much for young audiences. I'd say pre-teen onward with this one for what would be my age suggestion on that. But I do want to jump in right with what I had written with my original review and just kind of give you guys a taste of it that way, and then we'll just kind of go from there. The original review is pretty simple. A journey of self-discovery quickly becomes something more. As Nancy chases something that connects her to someone she lost, she'll find much more than she had planned on. An avid surfer, she uses this trip to discover things about her past and her future. What she hadn't anticipated were the dangers that she would encounter. Upon entering the water, she begins to realize that she may be in for much more than she had bargained for. There are language barriers and natural barriers that all seem to get in her way. After surfing with some locals for a bit, she decides to catch one more wave before the day is done. Little does she know the peril that decision will put her in. As she paddles out for that last wave, she comes across something. Soon she'll find herself in a situation that is absolutely life or death. This situation will make her contemplate many things in her life. Her peril will test her resolve on every level. But how will it end? This story, although definitely thrilling at times, is just another lackluster shark attack story. This takes bits and pieces from other shark movies and adds maybe just a little bit more tension. Does this deliver on what it leads into? That's for you to decide. Just be prepared that it might not be what you expected. Now, like I said, it's just, well, and it's kind of all, I think my description pretty much wraps it up pretty perfectly, that it's a lackluster shark story. I mean, she's out there, she's surfing, she deals with a shark, she's trying to survive, just kind of all of this, and she's basically all by herself, and just how that all plays out. There's so many movies that kind of go along this direction, and both land and sea in different ways. This one just, I don't know, it just fell short on a lot of things. And it did have its thrilling moments, and it did have the whole adrenaline moments, but it just overall, meh. Now, like I said, it's only a half point different from what I had given the Meg, and if you caught that show, you've probably heard how excited I was about that one. And this one, I don't mean not to sound excited, but this movie is just hard to get excited about. So you're probably thinking, okay, why the difference? So it's because even though one was much more exciting than the other, they had about the same amount of errors. And regardless of my personal opinions, I stayed true to the deputy rating system. It's the rating system that I created. And if a movie has a good story but significant flaws, it falls right in this category story-wise. So that's just kind of how this one ended up going. It's kind of hard to recommend. I know a couple people maybe that this is one of their favorite movies, and I just kind of look at them and I'm like, really? But like I said, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, even if it is wrong. Haha. Sorry, I like to be silly on that. But yeah, that's pretty much all there really is to this movie. There's a couple good quotes. Basically, this Nancy, that's Blake Lively's character in this movie. She tries to go to this beach because it's where her mom went when she was pregnant with her. And her mom's gone now, and she's trying to reconnect with her mom. She's got the relationship with her little sister and her dad, and it's a lot of family angst, a lot of just family drama, but that's not the center of the story. The center of the story is her survival thing with the shark, and some of it just goes over the top to where it's like, this, like, oh, come on. Literally, I'd be surprised if people didn't even say that just watching this on digital. It's just like there's scenes that are just like, come on. And you know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about when it comes to that with a movie. You just see something and it's just, no. But overall, it is a good movie. It's entertaining. If you're into shark movies, give this one a chance. Who knows? You might really enjoy it. But I just like to kind of give you a heads up on what to expect. So stay tuned. And like I said, this whole week won't be shark movies, so stay tuned till tomorrow. Can't wait to surprise you again. Bye-bye.